Hi everybody and welcome on this first video on NetSlices. This is your host Ali Al-Hassani. You may call me Ali. On this video we're going to talk about DHCP. That would be what is DHCP, why DHCP is used, and what does DHCP mean for a usual user or network administrator. While this might sound boring, we still will get into another details like doing some hands-on, doing some packet capture, and if we have time left we will do that third part, which is configuring the DHCP server on a Cisco router. So please join me on this video. This is some information about myself. I will not spend that much time on it, but I might do some other video explaining myself and talk more about myself and NetSlices. To whom it will concern? Well, this video might concern everyone who's interested to know more about DHCP. And basically because DHCP is everywhere and every day. It's on our houses. DHCP is running every day in our homes. It's on small businesses or large businesses likewise. So again, still this video might be more suitable for CCNA candidates, the one who is going to get their CCNA or equivalent certification from another vendors, or actually CCNP. Some of the knowledge in this video might be at a CCNP level. So basically, as a usual user, at the end of the day you need to communicate on your local area network to get to your web server, to access a website on it, or to print some stuff, working stuff, or also to get to the internet, probably to see some videos or watch some movies. And in order that you'll be able to do that, you will need an IP address. This is the most dominant protocol in computer networking, the TCP IP stack, which gives every machine or host its unique IP. That would be at least locally unique, and every single host shall have its IP in order to communicate on internet or to communicate with each other. So let's get going to the next slide here. IP then, how will that work? Who will give you the IP? Well, the DHCP server is the server that's in charge of assigning IP addresses to the hosts. And who will configure the DHCP server? Well, it depends. If you are at companies, then that would be the job of the network admin, the happy one there. That was not that happy. Make it better here. So the one who will configure the DHCP server to those hosts on the company network. At home you might not need to worry that much about it. It will be like just plug and play, because those routers usually come with a pre-configured DHCP server. They might also come with a wireless capability and many other protocols already configured there. So again, the DHCP server. Here's some screenshot from Wikipedia talking about what is DHCP server. Well, it's a protocol that does a host configuration dynamically. It's a dynamic host configuration protocol. It's a management protocol that uses UDP, which is a layer 4 protocol, and at the end of the day it will assigns IP address and other parameters to your hosts on the network. We will soon see what those 4 parameters mean. Does a network work without a DHCP server? Well, it does actually, but why would you do that? I usually do that on a lab. Other engineers might do that also, but otherwise, in order for your network to scale, then the DHCP is the answer. Otherwise, it would be a nightmare for your network admin to have control over your IPs. Network without a DHCP, well, that would be a static configuration instead of dynamic. At the end of the day, users might not care that much about IPs, but they might be definitely want to care when there are no IPs. What does that mean? Well, some knowledge is power. Some knowledge is good to have. So with a small check, with the running a simple command on the command prompt, you will get the information about your IP address. Let me show you here. All you need to do is to go there and do IP config. That's it, and you will get the information about your IP address. Let's see here. Here's the wireless adapter. Most likely it's happy, got an IP and other parameters. However, the Ethernet is not that happy because it's not getting a valid IP. It's getting 169 IP, and that IP particularly is called a PIPA. It's an automatic private IP addressing. So as a user giving this information to your net admin, saying that I got this IP, it's like you're giving him a gold. He or she will just love you. So some knowledge is power. What about if you're running Linux or Unix? That would be another syntax. That would be ifconfig. I happen to have a bash on the top of this window. It's possible these days. So if you run ifconfig instead, ifconfig, then you will get the same information. Here is the Ethernet adapter, and here is the Wi-Fi adapter. So IP, is IP enough to have? No, it's not enough. There are other parameters, as I named them earlier, for essentials, including the IP. It is at least the minimum information your PC need in order to get going on and communicate on the local area network or on the internet. So this is the full picture, the 4 essentials. What are those 4 essentials? Well, that would be the IP. And by the way, along all this video, I was talking about IP version 4 and not other versions, not IP version 6. So the IP will most likely look like that, something. And the subnet mask is the other parameter that is essential. You cannot configure an IP without a subnet mask. Subnet mask will enable you to identify the other machines on the same local area network by doing an ANDing between IP and the mask. What about the default gateway? Well, if your PC want to communicate on the LAN, you might not need a default gateway, but as soon as your PC want to get out on the internet to communicate on the other networks, then you need to send this information to your nearest router or the IP address of your router. That would be the default gateway. DNS is one of the most important protocols on the network. It basically resolves the names that you enter into an IP address. I don't have it in mind, the IP address of Google, but if you, for example, want to get to the Google DNS, you might be using that one. So the DNS, if you write Google DNS and search for it, or you do it like that, it will do the same thing. I mean, the DNS will translate this one into that one, and you'll get on the network. We will look about DNS in another video. So again, so IP and other parameters are very essential, very important. Who's the one that assign those parameters and IP to your machines? Well, that would be the DHCP server. Yes. I've done this topology. We'll soon put some hands-on on it. We have this PC particularly is connected on port 10, and we have a DHCP server connected on port 24. We will soon put both of them on the same layer 2 LAN or VLAN actually, in order to let them reach each other. And we will see after that how this PC will get an IP and those other parameters, and even DHCP options. If that is configured, then that will be possible to be propagated from the DHCP server. So let's get going. If you have if I have, after I got those information from the DHCP server, if I have a PC that's configured correctly, if I have the right infrastructure, if I have the subscription to the internet service provider, then you will be having those stuff working. So remember, it's not enough even to have an IP and other parameters. You have to have a working infrastructure, and you have to pay your internet service provider. But that's obvious. So let's get going and put some hands on and configure this PC to be on the same network as the DHCP server. And let me doing that by accessing this PC particularly and opening the switch, going there, well, I have only the DHCP server connected on VLAN 10. That means that I need to plug this PC into the same switch. Let's see. We'll soon get some information about, yeah, port 10 is up and connected. Port 10 is on no VLAN or on VLAN 1, I guess. Yeah, that would be that. Let's on the same time open a Wireshark and see what's going on the Ethernet 3. Well, as you see, this PC is struggling. It doesn't have a valid IP, and when we filter using DHCP, we'll see that it's just broadcasting a discover protocol, a discover packet everywhere on that switch, on that VLAN one, and just needs an IP, just needs to reach a DHCP server or whatever server to get an IP from, and it's not working because there is no DHCP server yet. As soon as I go there and configure, let's see the VLANs, show VLAN, we want to put it on the VLAN 10. That was the port of 10, and we put it switch port access VLAN 10. Let's see, the behavior here will soon change. Was that enough to trigger this communication? Well, it might be not. Let's do a renew here on Ethernet port, not on other ports. Let's see if this was enough to trigger the communication. Yeah, here is it. It got an IP once I did the renew. Okay, let's cut that and do it again. IP config, here is it. It got an IP that's number 100. Let's look at those packets on Wireshark. Yeah, let's stop them. Here, somewhere here, it after this discover, it got an offer, then request, then acknowledge. What does that mean? That means basically this particular packet, the packet 41, broadcasted wishing to, this is a discover, you see the D, discover, it got answered by a DHCP by this IP address 10.0.1.1, and that was that way, and that was this way. So the DHCP server answered the PC by saying, well, I am able to offer you an IP which is of 100 here, and the PC, this is the subnet mask, this is the DHCP server IP address. So the PC then said, well, I want to get it, request it, and the DHCP server sent the whole information. Well, this is your new IP 100 and the other information like DHCP option 54, 51, 1, etc, etc. And this is the DNS server, which is the same IP address actually as a default gateway and as a DHCP, because all those servers, the DHCP, the DNS, and the default gateway, I have them on the same machine, so that's why they are having the same IP address. So you've seen by now how this worked. Let's get back to the slices, see what do we have. Well, we used ifconfig command, we used some subcommands of that one with the renew to renew the IP communication. We used many show commands or on the Cisco switch. I want to keep this video within the range of 20 minutes. That's why I'm going to skip the configuration of a DHCP on a Cisco router. I'll do it in another session. Sorry about that. Let's just explain what is it. Slices, NetSlices, it's about time slices, and those time slices are supposed to be within a range of 10 minutes. So this video exceeded a little beyond the 2 slices. We are running around on probably minute 20 plus or something like that. So I'll try to keep them simple with 1 slice or 2 slices my videos from now on. Yeah, unless it's impossible. Some videos are really need to be beyond the 20 minutes, but I will wish to keep all my videos below 20 minutes. Let's see if I will make that in the future. So what else? NetSlices, thank you for watching. Please follow me on Facebook and YouTube, and if you found, I wish that you found it beneficial, please like the page and share the video. Thank you very much for watching.